Hey YouTube, I have to really talk to you guys and tell you guys about my awakening. How I began to know that the devil was setting traps for me. How I realized the state that I was in, that I was in a comatose state, standing animation state. That I was being kidnapped, held hostage, human trafficked, used as sex slaves, and everything uncleanly to God, used as nothing pretty much. That I was taken as a child. This thing had happened to me, and that I didn't have authority over myself. That they had removed children from me unwillingly, without me even knowing. That they had gotten away with so much that they had done to me, even with what's going on with my face right now with the sickness. They had gotten away with so much that had happened to me. They had gotten away with putting diseases into my body and never having to deal with the consequences of that. They had gotten away with raping me, and I couldn't even scream for help or call law enforcement for help. And then when I woke up to the fact that I could call law enforcement, I had to deal with them looking at me and saying, if you don't know who did this to you, but you've been raped, and we can tell that you've been raped, but how is it that you don't know who did this to you? And I was going through so much because a lot of times our children are going through this, our family members are going through this, people are going through this, but we're suffering in silence because I can't open up to you because I don't know who to point the finger at. I don't know who really to say is doing this to me. And so I ended up victimized. And I was going to law enforcement. I reported it to law enforcement. I was asking for a rape kit to be done, and law enforcement was refusing my rape kits. The county was refusing my rape kits. I was going to victim services, the county victim service, Palm Beach County Victim Services, and I was refused rape kits. But they wouldn't outright refuse me. This what was taking place. They would sit up there and they would say to me something like, we'll call you back as to when we can come out and do it. And I would be sitting at home waiting for hours and hours, and I was refused a rape kit. But this was the thing. I couldn't even blame it on Palm Beach County Victim Services because I was going through phone hacks. I was going through, my phone can't call the law enforcement, can't call nothing. If I make a call, it goes through the person that's victimizing me and the group that was victimizing me before it reached law enforcement to see if it was legitimate enough for law enforcement to even get it. I was going through phony and fake detectives and law enforcement showing up at my house, placing me in handcuffs, taking me to mental health places, saying that we know that you're not crazy, we're doing this intentionally to you. I was going through all out hell. And there was nobody that I could tell that I'm going through hell to. After a while, I stopped requesting the rape kits and just started swabbing myself at home. So that was the next solution. So I started trying to get in contact with ways that I can do STD testing at home, ways that I can do things on my own without having to deal with anyone else and without having to be bothered with anyone else. And I remember going on Amazon and I ordered a DNA testing kit. And usually when you order like the STD kits where you do the cultural swabs and everything like that, it comes with free examination of it, and it'll send you back your test results for free. When I ordered it from Amazon, told Amazon sent the thing to me. I have no way of getting it tested. So it's just sitting there. So you have really no evidence on who's really victimizing you. So that leaves more of them out there. So even if they catch some of them, they're screaming, you're still not going to catch all of us. And I'm going through all of this, and I couldn't even really blame law enforcement, because our 911 system was shot. You call 911, you get them. No matter how it looks, you have to go through them to get whatever you need. You trying to write grants, you got to go through them. You want money, you got to go through them. None of this stuff in the setup, the way they did it, was you would have to go through them before you can get anything, and they do everything for you. And it was like being in prison. And this was like a maximum security prison, because you really have no outside to the outside world. You're going through years of unemployment. They don't care. And then when I started waking up to the victimization still, because I thought that I was dating like one man when I date. No, you date many men, because you are in an illumination, extended animation type thing, where you think that you're sleeping with your boyfriend. No, you're not sleeping with your boyfriend. You sleeping with another man taking advantage of you. And he has no morals, no discipline, no respect. He gonna lay the pipe to you regardless. And he believes in whorism. So I was going through all of this, but God was still waking me up. God still had his hands on me. The word of God still showing me things, and I'm going through so much, and it was a lot for me to bear, because I'm going through rape. I'm going to my family, and family, I don't know if it's extended illumination or if it's actually family I'm dealing with, but we know it's extended illumination. But at the same time, we have family that's attached to this illumination that is being puppeteered. So while in this state, you are so vulnerable. You can be puppeteered, manipulated, forced to say things that you don't believe. So at some point, you start to realize, I have been Satan in my own house. I'm going to church, I'm living life godly, but it's like I'm Satan in my own house. And I'm doing stuff that I wouldn't do, because there's somebody here that got control, and they have mastered being in control of us. And we are considered demons, and they call themselves punishing us and taking us through all kinds of stuff, beating on us, abusing us. And they've been doing this not just to us, but to our children too. And they're, in the religious view of it, they're considering us as demons and possessions. And one thing about God, there is no such thing as you possess the people of God. People of God was free. That's the part of the reason why you never had a king over you. He said, I am the king. Let the word be ruler over you. Let what I tell you to do rule over you. And if you know that it's right, follow it. If it is wrong, do not follow it, because we have so many deceptive words in the house of God. And this is some of the stuff that I was going through, and I couldn't reveal, so I'm suffering in silence. My food I was being fed feces and urine, as if I'm the type of person that eats feces and urine. Till I had to get my gallbladder removed and certain parts of my intestines removed to combat what was going on with me. So I wasn't even allowed to eat, and I was wasting away. So, and then when I would go on a fast, they would complain about me going on a fast, and they would lock me up in a mental health hospital, not knowing that I'm being abused. Hopefully these words encourage you and help you.